Friends, hello, welcome back. Hopefully everybody's having a lovely day. We have the Washington Capitals here, and we're gonna try to remember, we'll see if we do it in the title here of this video, to not call this a rebuild, because the Washington Capitals are a champion contender right now. We already know that, but can we get them to win the Stanley Cup? That is the idea of the series, is the one-year build to win a Stanley Cup, and it is all but Stanley Cup or bust with the Washington Capitals. But just because they're a champion team doesn't mean it's going to be that easy, though. It never is at the end of the day here. We see, trying to think of actually the last time we seen the Washington Capitals be the team that won the Stanley Cup. I don't remember, honestly. Usually, you know, when we get to the end, we see a lot of Florida, maybe. We see some Floridas. We see some, oh man, I can't even think now that we're going through it. I'm thinking of teams that stick out. I guess you could say Tampa's in there a lot. But looking at the contracts here, I think we have a lot of friendly contracts, except for, you know, next year that might tie to the cap, though, with Backstrom getting $9 million a year next year. But, you know, Ogi's getting 9, Carlson 7, Kuznetsov 7. I can only, Orlov's, who's an 84 overall still. All right, Orlov, you can stay then, pal. I was gonna say that's a little pricey there at $5 million a year, but at the 84, we are more than happy to keep you on the team there. As far as anybody else, we do have Hagelin and Panic if there's any guys that we want to go out there and possibly move that are lower overalls and a little bit pricey. There's a couple guys. I mean, the Capitals got quite a few guys actually. The 79 range getting a decent amount of money. I'm kind of surprised by that. I figured they might add a few more entry-level contracts down there, but they don't. Not a big deal. It's going to make it a little bit easier for us, but I can, okay, hello, +3. I was going to say, I can already imagine our problem here, and that is the fact that we have a bunch of playmakers and a bunch of snipers on this team, but apparently our coach loves it. Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, and Kovalchuk. I mean, that kind of line deserves a +3 because that's just dirty and unfair at the end of the day. You got Kuznetsov dishing a dime to these guys all night. But 2 snipers and a playmaker. Let's see here. Kovalchuk wants to be on the first line. So does Kuznetsov, and so does Ovechkin. See, that's why these guys love the first line that much on this team. But man, could you imagine pairing a power forward that wants to be on the first line with these guys? That would be nasty. Backstrom's happy on the second line. Love to see that. Verano wouldn't mind being on the first line. He's a sniper as well there. Oshie's a 2-way guy. Just to take a look here, that would keep it at +3. See, they're so happy playing in that first line, Kuznetsov and Ovechkin is, that we can slot literally anybody in there. Tom Wilson's the power forward, right? And it was a grinder that wants to be on a third line. Unfortunate. That's not going to work. That puts it all the way down to a +0. Don't fall for that one. So we actually have Tom Wilson exactly where he needs to be. This team's got good chemistry, actually, across the board here. I kind of like what we have to work with here. I don't know, third, fourth line there, and again Tom Wilson. Not gonna lie, I fumbled across that because I seen Leipzig's name come up, or Leipzig's name. I don't even remember how to say it. I actually looked it up to see how to say it, and I don't know. I don't know if we should keep him on a team. Should we keep him on a team? It's just a game at the end of the day, I guess, and we're trying to, you know, as much as I don't really condone anything that he's done in the past year. It is just a game, so we will work with what they are giving us in the current rosters right now. Orlov, Carlson, Kempny, Dillon, Gudas, and Jensen on defense. Again, defensive defenseman and Gudas wants to be on the third line, sort of. Jensen wants to be on that first line. Kempny's happy on the second, so that's good. We have 2 guys that are really happy on the second. Why do we not have a better chemistry there? Because it's defense and defense. That's why. Man, if this team could pick up an offensive defenseman, which you don't really look for too often, but if they could, an offensive defenseman could really put this team in a good position here. Carlson wants to be a third liner. Let's go, baby. Send it. Look how happy Carlson. Oh, my goodness. That +3's in. Who wants to call that the coaching decision of the year? Carlson on the third line, Jensen in the first. Gets that chemistry up, though. Is Carlson an offensive defenseman? No, he's 2-way. All right, so we have to leave Carlson there. Orlov's probably going to play there anyway. It's a +1, so that works. But I definitely want to find a way to, if we can, pick up an offensive defenseman, maybe even 2. Maybe Jensen might be the guy there, or Gudas. We see what happens. But when we have 3 defensive defensemen, that's really going to help that chemistry, being able to go out there and pick up an offensive defenseman. So that might be where we go first here, and probably look center for the bottom 6. I really would like to see what happened, though, if we could pick up a power forward for this top 6 here. But man, they are so nice playing together already as is, but a +5 would just be lethal with Kuznetsov and Ovechkin up there. Then unfortunately, Samsonov still only an 81 in this game, even though he's been playing really well. Maybe next year will be the year he finally gets that A little bit of an upgrade, I guess. It'll probably take a couple years. He's going to get that full year under his belt, I feel like, until EA gives him a really good overall. But maybe he gets the 83, 84 next year, which would, be nice for him for a young goalie at 22. But right now, we can't say Samsonov, you're going to start for us for the season and win us the Stanley Cup. We have to keep hope. We can't shed the cap there because of that overall. So let's go ahead and see what we can find here in the market of the trade. We're going to start by looking for offensive defensemen. Not a lot to choose from here in our criteria. We wanted to do, I think we went under 4 million or 3 million. Under 3 million, it looks like, in the salary, and then 83 minimum. But, we don't want to get too, I guess, what should we say, chancy. The thing with offensive defensemen, it can be really hit or miss with them sometimes. And really, I've realized, at least in our Sims personally, I don't know how your guys' goes. You have to let me know. But for ours, it seems like if you're not careful with these offensive defensemen, they really can lay an absolute goose egg on you. And Shattenkirk's one of those guys that does it. Fox is a top 4 guy. D'Angelo is a top 4 guy. So these guys fit here. He wants the penalty kill as well. So Fox is a good guy to have on this team because he fits in multiple areas here. I do like that. 21. I can't believe Adam Fox's trade value is that low, actually. I feel like we're stealing him right there. How do we not go after Adam Fox with that kind of trade value? Entry-level deal. Young player. He's going to be a good defenseman here in the future. I'm sure the Capitals would happily have him here. Sick. We'll act like we don't have that notification just popping up there. Yep, I understand. Yep, first time. I completely switched accounts because I was working on something else in our other one. I didn't want to mess with the roster build there, and it always sketches me out whenever you go from the changing your custom rosters. I just get super sketched out. I would change your own one and mess something up, so I just don't mess with it. But let's take a look here. Backstrom, Ovechkin, Orlov. We're gonna look at defense first, see if we have anything there. We have some young defensemen. Alexiev's out there. Lucas Johansson still has trade value. I love you, Lucas, but you're gone. For Adam Fox, it has to be done. I'll take a look at the contracts though. So we have Dylan Kempney. Gudas would go. Gudas has, man, he's 2 million too. I think that's where we get rid of then. We don't have to though. Jensen was the other guy. He was the two-way defenseman, but we don't need 6,000 defensive defensemen. So I think we get rid of Gudas and open up some cap there. The two-way guy can always, be flexible in other. He was the one that didn't fit everywhere else though, right? No, he did. He fit in the first line and the second line. And Gudas was more of a third line or bust kind of guy. Yeah, so we'll leave it there. I like that. And then as far as prospects are concerned, what do we have over here in the land of Washington? It looks like defense is their top, bargaining chip here. It shouldn't take much. We're throwing a 5th and a 6th for Fox. League's going to approve that. That's going to open some cap space for us. We are overpaying a little bit. I question whether you look at our trade block. We didn't. We looked at what you wanted. Sort of, not really. We just kind of threw some draft picks on there. 4th round pick there. How do you feel about that? You like that, don't you? Trade rejected. We still haven't looked at your trade block. We just want Adam Fox. We don't really care what you want, New York. I hate to break it to your division rival. You are the team we need to beat game in and game out. If you think we care what you want, sorry to break it to you, New York. We don't. Trade accepted. All right, perfect. Okay, let's go to roster moves. I don't know how many moves we're going to make with this Capitals team. I kind of want to be patient with them and not rush anything and just see what we can do, because I think this top 6 is nice. Again, like I said, the bottom 6, an improvement there would be nice if we could pick up a center kind of guy there, I would say. But let's see how Adam Fox is going to slide in here. So third line not looking good so far. He doesn't want to play in a third line, so that's kind of why. The big question is that offense and defensive defenseman combo going to work here on the second line? That is what we need here badly. And yeah, +5. That's what we was looking for. A huge +5 for that second line. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. If the top line with Carlson and Orlov can get the job done, I think they can. The second line at a +5 is going to be more than capable. And then you talk about Jensen and Kempney on that third line. Who was the one that wanted to be here? Kempney. Kempney plays everywhere great. So maybe even, is he a defensive defenseman? Yeah, even if we picked up, man, we could pick up another offensive defenseman for that bottom line. A cheap one, if there's any out there. It only needs to be an 80. At 88-1, I think we could +5 that line too. Because he wants to play on that line. He's not upset about playing there. That could really work for this team. I think we try it. Let's try to find one more offensive defenseman and see what we can do here. We will lower the overall. We'll go 81. I wouldn't mind an 81 or better. You don't want to get too low of the overall on the offensive defenseman, I feel like, because if you do that, then you're going to start to see the guys with the terrible defensive stats that are just, very offensive-minded guys that ain't going to help this team a lot. Let's see, Mike Green, 85, 85, 86. Why is Mike Green ringing a bell right now? Oh, he has a card in Hut. That's what it was. Oh, he had a card. 85, 85, and 86 for Gerard. Again, we know they're good offensive players. Not worried about that. I want to see the defensive stats. And I think Mike Green hasn't beat out here. And he's a little bit bigger. I don't know how much the size makes a difference when it comes to it in this game. But Mike Green, he costs a little bit more, but he's cheaper. He's a lot more cheaper. Or a lot more. That does not sound like proper English. A lot more cheaper. I believe it'd be a lot cheaper. But we'll go with a lot more because it sounds nice. So defense, I kind of don't want to move one of these guys if we don't have to. I want to keep not Kempney. Who is it that we'd have to move? It would be, oh, we have to move one of them because we don't have enough space here. Was it Jensen? I wanted to keep Jensen because of how well he fits in here, just in case things didn't go well. That's what concerns me. We can get rid of Siegenthaler, I guess. I don't know if that'll leave us the cap space or not. Another defensive defenseman. Unreal. He doesn't have a scheme fit for the team. So we can do Siegenthaler. And again, it should not take much. And we could possibly even ask these guys to retain some salary for us on Mike Green. I don't know. Just in case we need it down the road here. I don't want it to, be something that's going to hunker down this trade or to add a whole lot more. So if they say we'll take this deal with not the salary cap, we'll just drop it. We would not accept this proposal. The trade looks fair, but Edmonton is not willing to retain the salary. Actually, they knew we was going to say that, and they wanted to call our bluff. We were totally going to do it because that was a lot of cap we could save there. We're going to throw on a 5th round pick and see if that warms them up a little bit. It doesn't. It's only a 5th. A 5th to save that kind of cap space. We'll drop a 6th on there as well. What do you guys think about that, Edmonton? Okay, that's fine. All right, we'll drop it. Not a big deal. We will try to find cap space elsewhere. And again, if it works out well for us, we can just drop, who was it? Kempney? Was it Kempney? Is that who we're going to get rid of? We can always just drop him if we have to. So I'll send that. We have another defensive or offensive defenseman that should really bolster up this lineup. We are going to pick up a center, though. As mentioned, we're looking at Sorelli. I've noticed that we get the same centers. You know what it is? There's not a lot of guys that actually play center, at least that are position center in this game, that are on cheap deals. There really isn't. When you look at the 80-81 ranges, as much as you would expect it, you don't run into a lot of guys that are centers. I guess the thing is you get a lot of younger players who, they come up younger, they play wing, or they're just not good at draws and stuff in the first place because they are younger, they are still learning. So you see them, they don't have the good draws in the face-off stats or anything anyway. They're good defensive stats because they're younger, so maybe that's got a part of it, but let's take a look here. We were going to move, he's not even a natural center. I didn't even notice that. We are lacking centers on this team. That's all right, though. I mean, they got Kuznetsov and Backstrom. I guess you can't say they're lacking centers when you have those two studs right there, I guess, right? So we will go down here to, is that really the highest overall? Is a 79 that quickly? We're going to go down to our 77 and say, they do want him too, right? Was it Boyd? No, Boyd's a forward? Why am I thinking he's not a forward? I remember picking up Boyd. Boyd was like one of those gems. I'm talking absolute gems. In DraftKings, when you needed like a 3K guy because you wasted all your money on some big guns, Travis Boyd was the man. He came in clutch. Him and Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler don't even play, but when he played, what did he do? He got the job done. You always go for them teams with the high scoring teams. Get the forward or get the players that are really cheap on our team, hoping our bottom line can squeak one in. Oh, I loved it. Capitals are a big fan of doing that. Them in Tampa. So we got to go. Let's see, draft picks. We have 2 first-round draft picks this year. I did not even notice that. How did I look right past that both times? We're going 2 5ths. I want to try to save as many Capitals picks as possible here. Trade rejected. All right. I mean, we only gave up 2 5ths. We really didn't offer him that much there. I can't even be mad. We'll try a 3rd. We'll drop the... Actually, we'll try the 4th first, and then we'll drop the 4th. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I get it. It's all right. It's fine. We're not asking for a lot here. So I don't want to go too much. We'll try the 3rd, and got to be honest with you, Tampa is not throwing to part ways with what you're asking us to send your way. You are completely off base. However, the value you are asking, okay, you just want a little bit more. We'll throw the 4th back on. If we can manage to keep all of our 1st and 2nd round picks, I'd be more than pleased. They are not feeling the same way we are about holding on to all of our 1st and 2nd round picks, though. So we'll go 1 more 3rd. 1 more 3rd. It's only Sorelli. Granted, he's young. He's kind of studly. He's on a cheap deal. I can see why that's so important for the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're going to have to throw the 2nd on there. There it is. Little expensive, but I think this team is going to look pretty impressive here when we throw him onto that 4th line. There's going to be a lot of depth now when you throw him in there. A defensive presence as well at Sorelli. Love the addition. Big fan. +1. See how he fits there chemistry-wise. He fits everywhere. Good team player there. Nice to see that out of the young lad as well there. Let's look at the defense. We will go Jensen. It was Campbell that had to go, right? No, it's Jensen that had to go. Good thing we didn't trade the wrong guy. For some reason I was thinking it was Kempney. Jensen's got to get out of here. Jensen with a Mike Green there. We'll see how this works. Again, a little nervous. +1! Mike Green! It said you wanted to play on the bottom 6, didn't it? Maybe not. Did I look past that? Did it say top 4 only? We may have messed that one up. I can't believe Mike Green just +1 that line. That's killer. Mike Green. So we're just going to pretend that that didn't happen. We're just going to completely pretend we didn't even pick him up and just leave that as it was. Mistakes. You know, we're not perfect. We make mistakes every once in a while as a GM. That might have been one of them, though. Let's get some games in, though. Washington, how can they do in the preseason? The ever so important preseason. You don't want to lose games in it. Washington not doing it. They dropped, what, 1 maybe? And it was to the Rangers? Yeah, so a strong preseason. Teams coming in rolling, starting off against them Stanley Cup champion Blues. And the Blues going to lose on banner night to the Washington Capitals. That's a good start to the season there. Dropping one to the Dallas Stars there twice in 1 week. Can't get past the Stars or the Leafs. Capitals right now struggling to start the season, 6-4. It's all right though. Slow starts happen. You just got to turn it up once we get going here. And Washington more than capable of doing that. There's a big W there against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, they dropped that Buffalo game? No, they didn't. Okay, I thought they dropped that Buffalo game. They did drop the Calgary game. Up to 10-6 though on the season. Up to 10-7 on the season. Okay, fine. So that works. All right. 10-8. Okay, we just ain't got to win games no more. Don't worry about it. 11-9. Still in a playoff spot. 12-9. We're going to play. I want to get close to 20 games. Oh, we're at 21. Nice. Sick. Somebody don't know how to count. We'll finish these out though. There we go. The 13-11 Capitals. Let's see what this team's looking like here. 30 points out of Kuznetsov, so that's good to see the top lines performing. The rest of this team, who really knows? Kovalchuk +4, Backstrom -1. You don't like seeing that minus out of Backstrom. That'll happen when you're 13-11. You're going to see that. 29 points out of Ovi, 14 goals, 26 out of Kovalchuk. So that top line's performing. Everywhere else, though, there's obviously a struggle. Starting with that bottom line, Hagelin and Hathaway. Hathaway's on a third line, I think, right? Yeah, 11 minutes a night there. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that bottom 6 still, looks like. I think what we try to do here, I want to do it. I want to look for a power forward. I want to go power forward, and I want to stick him on that top line, and I want to move Kovalchuk down if that will work. Will it work, though? That is the big question, because I don't know how well Kovalchuk will play on another line here. We'll take a look. Not too good on this first. He would fit on the second line without not demoting, I should say, but hurting the value. He would hurt the third line, where they would be balanced, but it's still an upgrade from Hathaway if you put Kovalchuk down there with those guys. But man, Kovalchuk is not a defensive player. Kovalchuk has to be playing on one of these higher lines, I think, here. So maybe he'd be a guy we move to the second, and then we move an Oshie or a Verana down to the third, possibly. I don't know how that would work. Again, 2 guys that are snipers, though. That's the one problem we have here. There's just not enough guys that are, you know, the two-way power forward type of guys to mix things up for this team here. So even if we were to pick up a guy that don't fit on the first line, that's a power forward 84-ish range. I mean, we could always put him on the third line or the second line and leave Kovalchuk there. And as we know, it is very, very tight when it comes to the choosings of who you can put there. Tuck would be a good one I'd like to add there. Power forward +4. He wants to be a second liner. He can fit on the top 6 forward lines for us. That's a good one. We're going to go straight to Tuck there, I think. We could get 4.7. He's expensive. Maybe Virtanen's the answer. How's Virtanen? -10. Maybe he's not the answer. Okay, then I lied. Strider, how are you doing this season? You fit on the penalty killing lines. That's it. We might have to go Tuck and try to make it work. Charlie Coyle could work here as well, I guess. Charlie Coyle. He's got a little bit more trade value, but he's a little bit cheaper. We are going to have to overpay for him, I think, here. And Coyle's one of those guys that I think will fit really well anywhere. If we can't use him on that first line or that second line, and he's a center, so he's going to help us out from that standpoint as well. Again, I want to take a look at this team's contracts here. Do we have some 79s in a 2 million range, I feel like, right? Yeah, we do a couple of them. Hagelin and Panic. How are these guys doing? I don't think either one's doing. Oh, Panic's not even playing. Panic, you're not even playing, buddy, and you're a sniper, so you're not gonna play. So you're off the books. You're gone. See ya. Thanks for talking to us. Hagelin's -3, 6 points. How's the rest of that line doing? He's playing down here. Is he playing with Hathaway? I think -3 as well. It's going to be a tough one, but I like the grinder mentality there compared to Hagelin. He's more of a... It was a two-way forward, actually. I am completely wrong there. It might be... what's his face that's going to go then? Leipzig. So we'll see if that's the answer here as well. If he's no, he's a two-way guy as well. So we'll take a look here. I guess panic. We'll go panic and see where we go from there. Hopefully we have some cap space, I guess. That's what we're gonna have to work with. So we're gonna have to go panic, and we are gonna have to move some draft picks now at this point. First in panic. So that can keep us under the cap. It is. Send it straight up. Unwilling to settle, or totally unwilling. That's unfortunate because I thought we were just totally making a pretty good deal though. We'll throw in a second and a fifth. Still totally unwilling. Okay, I don't want to overpay for a guy like Charlie Coyle, but you know what I'm realizing? We always get caught overpaying for the power forwards in this game for whatever reason. But Coyle is, again, he's a pretty solid player here, so we don't want to undermine him by any stretch of the imagination. But he's got 1 year on that deal. There we go. A couple seconds at first. That was expensive. That was expensive. No way to put it. Could have picked up PLD. You always got to overpay though. When teams don't want to get rid of players, and you know, Boston looks like Coyle's a very solid piece of that team. They don't want to move him. What do you expect, right? So we're going to get rid of... sorry, you're going, pal. -2. Actually, yeah, you're playing 7 minutes a night, Leaps. Like, you got 4 points. Or is it Hathaway? Hathaway might do better. Yeah, he'll do better on that third line, I think. So you're out of here, buddy. Let's go... why is Mike Green benched? Oh, yeah, we benched him. Great, good call. So we'll put you there for now. We're going to move you up here. So going to +5 that line? Yes, sir. You already know. We got 3 righties up here. No, Kuznetsov left-handed. Okay, we're good there. Tom Wilson might be better on that line. No, we'll leave him there. Kovalchuk, man, Kovalchuk in that 4th line. He doesn't belong. What to do with Kovalchuk? He's on an entry-level deal. I feel like the defense is going to kill us wherever we put him, though. Does he have trade value? I think he has to play on the 2nd line with Backstrom. Backstrom and, yeah, Oshie. That'll give us a playmaker, two-way, and sniper. So that's a good combination there. And then we're going to have to put Verana. See, this is going to be a problem. I guess it doesn't hurt, though, because he's going to be on the 2nd, 3rd line. He doesn't really want to be there. We have, again, the snipers are killing us. We might have to pick up another guy that can, you know, be a little two-way for us here. That's really what we're missing, especially Tom Wilson. And we got a couple grinders. I keep saying that. We do have 2 grinders. We should be able to put grinders together to boost up a chemistry for a line, shouldn't we? Maybe? Usually that's how we get it done, and that's what you guys just tell me. You get the grinders. They help your team out. They fit good in the bottom 6. Maybe we pick up another grinder. I'm afraid to do that, though, and take that chance. We pick up a grinder, and it does not boost that chemistry. Do we have any guys scratch that are grinders? No, we have 2 two-way forwards and an offensive defenseman. How's the defense looking? Okay, so the bottom line's a -3 and a -2. So they're not playing well together. We'll go right back to that offensive defenseman of Mike Green. Usually we see the bottom line really solid, honestly. A lot of the times, you know, +2, +3 is good enough for me. But when you're negative on the bottom line, we're going to have to make a change there. I hope that was the right decision there. I want to keep the defensive defenseman in there. It's just a gut feeling that it's a defensive defenseman that's going to play better back here. 24 hits, 19 blocks, 16 giveaways, and only 4 takeaways. What are you doing? I guess you're on the 4th line. You ain't playing as much there. We will check out, who was the other one? Jensen. Can I look at your card from here? Yes, sir. How did Jensen do? 5 takeaways, 8 giveaways, 26 blocks, 7 hits. I think he gave the puck away a little bit less here, actually. Where'd he go? Where's our guy? Right here. Kempney, how you been playing? Kempney, 16 giveaways. He gave it away a lot more, but he's got a lot more hits and blocks, right? A lot more hits and blocks. Maybe he's playing on a power play a little bit. He's getting a little bit more time on the ice. Not really. He's just giving the puck away a lot. So that's not gonna work though. There ain't no way they're gonna like that on the bottom line. We'll try. We'll see what they think. Yeah, +0. That's a concern. That is a concern. I'd like to have a plus something, especially if Mike Green's playing there, but you gotta do what you gotta do. He's giving a puck away a lot more than these guys, so we'll give it a try for a few games and see what happens there. Tom Wilson, 84, Eller, 82, Verana. Again, not upset about that. I think that fixes the 3rd line. The 3rd line was with Hathaway there. It was a little concerning. Again, I want to keep my eye on probably Hagelin. I keep thinking Hagelin's like a playmaker or a sniper, and he's not a two-way guy there. And that should be good there, really. I think our bottom 6 should play a lot better with that. We'll see. How's the special teams looking? +3 on the 1st line because it's freaking beautiful. Coyle, you can probably center that 2nd line there if you'd like there, pal. Would you like to do that? You would, wouldn't you? You would like to do that. I know you would. The penalty kill is looking like +3 and +3. Ain't gonna mess with it. We'll take a look though at the standings and see what he is thinking. Maybe they're +3 and they're struggling, but it happens. You know, you go into hot spells where your team the cold spells where your team gives up goals. You just have to play through it, and it improves throughout the season there. they don't want to jump on that too early, but it's always nice to be able to gauge it though throughout the season. So 3.5 goals per game. So yeah, the goals are coming. The goals for must be coming. Where's the goals for? 3.58. Yeah, the defense. Ooh, that is a lot of goals. Let's see if we can hopefully lower that. I don't know if the defense, well, we made a couple of changes. I don't know if the bottom 6-1 improvement's going to do it, but we'll see. We'll play a few more games and monitor it. Again, we'll monitor this really closely though, because 3.5 goals a game, your team should not be 13-11. I'm just going to throw it out there. So we'll see what these guys can do. There's a big W, but again, 4 more goals allowed. 6 that game. The defense, it's not getting better. There's a 6-0 shutout. Thank you. Come on, road stand. That looks good there. 3-2 loss there. 5-2 W there. Let's get some low-scoring games in here, fellas. Not low-scoring games that we lose, preferably. Oh, man. It is not looking good. The goals just keep coming. They just keep coming across the board. And the Capitals find themselves in a very peculiar spot here. A weak conference or weak division in the Metro right now, but this defense is just continuing to struggle. Is Kovalchuk a -1? Yes, but Backstrom and Oshie are both -7s. What's going on, fellas? You guys want to talk about it? That first line's got to be killer, right? Coil's still a -2. Maybe it's the defense in general here that's killing us. Carlson and Orlov are both solid. What if we were to pick up... I mean, we're going to have to pay a lot if we want a good defenseman, though. That's the thing. How's Dylan and him playing together? -3 and -1. Can these guys play on the bottom line together? Yeah, but it won't +5 it, so I don't want to do that. Dylan Green. So Green can play on the second line. How's he been playing since coming? -5. Not good. He's been terrible. Absolutely terrible. We got to find a better player that can play defense. I want to find a solid one, too, if we could. That'd be ideal here. All right, so Big Z. Big Z wants to be on that third line. That's kind of what we're working on here, is to fix up that third line a little bit. It looks like that's where everybody here wants to play. Top 4 for D'Angelo. That was an offensive guy we considered before, but I think Chara is the answer here. We're going to go talk to the good old Boston Bruins. They're always our friends in these trades. I feel like they have all the good defensive players, which, I mean, it makes sense because their team's so defensively good. That's why Tuukka Rask is, you know, kind of touted as this fantastic goalie, when it's really just their defense that plays really well around them. Ooh, can I say that? Can I say that on the internet? Is that legal? Is that legal? I don't think so. Going to jail for that one. But Tuukka killed the Blue Jackets last postseason. But man, that Boston defense has been really good around him for a long time. You've seen how well Locke played as a backup last year. It's hard to deny the fact that that's the NHL. That's hockey. You know, your goalie's as good as the defense in front of him a lot of the time. So hats off to Tuukka for playing well. But man, is his defense solid in front of him? So let's take a look here. Where can we go? Again, we have like no prospects. Sprong can go. Do you have more trade value than Sprong? That's actually pretty even. How are we going to have? We'll be over the league maximum salary cap. We are that tight. So Chara's at $2 million a year. I figured we was kind of tight there. We'll have to have him retain half of that if they can. That's going to make it tough to propose, though. Oh, they still took that. I guess Chara at 42, 1 year left in the deal later in the season. That helped this team out, or they was like, we'll take it, you know, they don't even care. We'll go to our edit lines here and see what we have left over. I don't really care about the AHL. You guys can best lines that one. We are not worried about that. We will go to the first and second lines of our defense, though, on our NHL team. And let's take a look here. Jensen Fox. Yeah, the thing is, I feel like you threw that offensive defenseman on the third line. He just doesn't go there, period. But we put him there for a good time. We're going to swap him right back out, I guess, so we don't have to keep him. We'll put Chara here. How does Chara look on a third line? Yeah, kind of wants to play on the third line a little bit. We'll put it back there, though. Chara and Jensen. That's kind of our prayer here, hoping that works. But Jensen's a -9. Chara's a +17. Well, that combination helped this team. Ah, man, that's a sticky situation there. We will look at the forwards here real quick and again see what's going on. So yeah, that third line's playing well. It's the best line on our team. And the bottom line continues to struggle. And Hagelin continues to just be a bad +- guy, and Hathaway. We're going to pick up a couple defensive bottom 6 guys as well here, I think. We're going to look at LeBlanc here. He is a penalty killing guy. Doesn't really show us fitting on the Sunday lines, but they only scouted us for the third line. And if he's a good penalty killer, that's really what we want here anyway. Somebody that's going to be good on the penalty kill, because if they're good on the penalty kill, they're going to be good on the bottom line there. So yeah, we'll try LeBlanc here. $1 million a year. I like that contract as well. I don't know if San Jose has any other bottom 6 guys. I'd imagine they have a lot of bottom 6 guys that are actually pretty cheap because of how many big names are paying a lot of money, like Couture, Vlasic, all these guys here. So we'll see if they have anything else laying around here for us. They might be a team that's very tough to work with from a salary cap perspective. Big old Jumbo Joe, +4 on the season. 80 star, 86. Playmaker, though, I don't like that. So we'll just stick with LeBlanc here. And it's going to be one of those things where we have to be very, very careful. Oh, they have all kinds of cap space. They have 4 million. Okay, then we'll be good. We are fine and dandy there. Hagelins is just going to go because he's, what, 2.3 million, I think? 2.6 million. They're interested in him. That is great. That is going to be one of our bottom 6 guys out the door. Hopefully they don't want too much here. We'll offer you a 5th and a 6th. That's probably not enough. It's close. No, it's not quite there. Got to be honest with you. San Jose is not throwing to the part ways with what you're asking us to send your way, but however, you are completely off base. Okay. Oh, not really sending us any sort of straightforward message here. We'll go 4th and a 5th. Still trade rejected. Okay. We'll drop you guys. We'll stay 2 5ths. And we will add on a... We already won a 4th, right? We're going to have to go a 2nd. I guess it makes sense. LeBlanc's got some decent trade value there. We'll drop a 5th. Or a 2nd and a 5th. They are still not thrilled about that. Maybe we shouldn't have dropped the 5th. Keep the 5th. We'll still want another 5th because we're nice people here. Trade is still rejected. Okay. Alright. It's cool. That's fine. How many first-round draft picks has Washington got? Well, they have a really good first-round draft pick. Whose first-round draft pick is that? Whose draft pick does Washington own this year? I do not know the answer to that. Must be a team that's got a pretty good lottery pick coming up here, the way it looks, though. We'll throw the 3rd on with the 6th. Trade accepted. Perfect. Okay. And if we really want to here, because we have that draft pick, we could go bigger name and try to make this work. How we're a 500 hockey team right now, I don't know. But we'll go LeBlanc, you right there. We'll see how he fits in the team. How are you looking? Doesn't really want to be anywhere. That's cool. It's fine. You just gotta, you know, look good, play good, and we'll get along just fine here. Sniper and Verana. Oshie is a 2-way guy. Oshie could go down a line. I feel like if we move somebody else, though, it'd be like saying, hey, see you later, Kovalchuk, you're gone. And that's that. I mean, or we could go bigger power forward. What would happen if we moved? Man, do you want to go that? Want to go the route of another power forward? We got the space. We got the space to go for a power. We don't have the space. What am I talking about? We ain't got no cap space. We got the trade assets, I guess I should say. We got the trade assets. Thing is, you know what it might be too is, to be fair, this team's 83, 84 defense is, I don't know if that's killing us a little bit as well. It could be. It very well could be part of the issue here. But we really can't afford to go 86, 87 defense with over 7 million years. So let's see what we have here. Mantha and Dubois are the 83s. Mantha, please fit on this team. Please, please. Forward line 2, baby. Perfect. Let's do it. Let's have a little talk, Mantha. We would love for you to come play on this Washington Capitals 2nd line. We got a spot nice and warm for you. Backstrom, no. Wilson, no. Orlov, no. Eller, I can't do that. I'd like to not. Mike Green. Did we bench Mike Green again? I think we did, right? Yeah, he struggled, but so did Jensen. Both of these guys struggled. They could both go as far as I'm concerned, but Mike Green's the offensive defenseman. We're not going to keep him. So that'll open some cap space up there. And then we can go Mantha and probably this Washington Capitals first. That's going to be a big move, though. Wow. I don't really know if I want to waste that pick. We might save that for Washington. It's looking like a nice pick for them right now. We might go two later first, though. Is that a dumb idea to go 2 later first instead? It looks like a smaller trade that way. But what if we want them to retain some salary? Maybe that would make that pick worth it. We'll see what they say, though. Again, you know what it is. If it's a good trade, they'll say we'll take it. Fix the salaries. They are not really into it, period, there. So we might have to overpay. Again, that's usually how it goes here. They're not going to want to get rid of a younger guy in Mantha. I understand. Here's a first. Have a nice day. Actually, I feel so fleeced. Oh wow, look at all the draft picks. Well, I was gonna say look at the draft picks, just draft pick value that they have. They're willing to move a 5th and a 4th. We'll go to 5th and a 4th here and see what you guys have to say about that. Trade accepted. All right, I feel like we lost that trade badly, but we're 500. 500 hockey team, unacceptable. That better be the move this Capitals team needed to improve here. Fixing the forwards, and hopefully that's what we're kind of banking on here. Is it's the forwards that are the problem, not the defense. That is what we're worried about here. How does Mantha look in a 2nd line? Oh, beautiful. Here you go. Here, take a +3 front seat. Oh, yeah. Looks real nice for you there, Mantha. He was playing well, too. 27 points, 20 minutes a night over there in Detroit for the season. Now we have to question, where do we put Oshie and these guys? Oshie's really want him in that first line. that's probably not gonna bump the chemistry. That's a big addition. Oh jeez, Tom Wilson on a fourth line. That's gonna be nasty. That is gonna be nasty. That bottom six. So we're gonna find out real quick if that bottom six is a problem. It should be all fixed up by now. If we still struggle with that bottom six, we know we have ourselves quite the problem on defense, and it might just be goaltending. We should take a look at that real quick here before we play some more games. How is Braden Holtby doing from a goaltending standpoint? We brought it up. We don't see the Capitals, sim up too well on these sims. Maybe it's a goaltending thing. You guys are talking to me about that. Sometimes the goalies they don't sim up well. Maybe, Kovalchuk. Holtby's one of those guys. 895? What? You can be walked out the door, Holtby. That's realistic, I guess, at the end of the day, but we'll just have to make it work and see what happens here. Again, could just be the defense, could be the forwards. Monitoring it close. We got the Devils. We got the Blue Jackets. We got some easy-ish tough games. We'll see some division rivals, to say the least, I guess, here. First game, W. Blue Jackets, 4-3. Needed it. Devils next. Need this one, too. Got it. Needed the Capital Lightning. Got it. Needed the Bruins. Got it. Hot streak coming from these Washington Capitals, baby. This is what this team was looking for. 7-game win streak. Drop one to the Carolina Hurricanes. That makes me happy, though. I was a little bit worried about this team there. 24-17, though. Good start to the month, or the new year, I should say. Top of the division as well. That was, like I said, it's been a weak division. We just got to get there. I don't know, man. My thing with the Capitals is, I feel like, they're such a loaded team. Maybe they just have lower overalls on defense, but I feel like that's, if there was one thing to look at, you say, well, the 82, 83, 84 on defense. We got the +5 on the second line. And third line, I think we just vastly improved putting Chara down there as well. He's a little bit older too, so maybe he doesn't mind playing fewer minutes. But the team's playing better now. 29, 19, and 1. Starting to turn the corner here, going into the trade deadline, it looks like. Overtime, lost to them Canadians. The Ottawa Senators, hey, we beat the rival Ottawa Senators. What more can you ask for? 33, 19, and 2. Again, we'll stop it when we get to the trade deadline, but the things are looking pretty bright for the Capitals right now. This team's been pure domination. Was the bottom six that depleted? Was the depth of the Washington Capitals that bad? Because this team just went off. What was they before? Like 18 and 17? It was close to 18 and 17 if I am not mistaken. And they are now 39 and 19. That's what good teams do, though. They just reel them off. Ovechkin has 43 goals in 60 games. This man's dropping a 60 burger this season. Make no mistakes about it. 74 out of Kuznetsov. Backstrom's up there. Kovalchuk's still killing it. And he's a plus. That makes me happy. I'm always concerned with Kovalchuk's plus-minus because of how bad his defensive stats are. But he's killing it right now. He's killing it and looking good doing so. Chara's plus-minus continues to go up, so that's good news there. -9 out of Hathaway, who does not play no more, which is great. Cirelli's a -9. A concern, but he was playing well before that. Oshie's a -8. I don't remember where he was. LeBlanc, I don't either, because he was on the San Jose Sharks before this. We should be able to look right here, right? Yeah, he's a -1 and -4, so it could be better. Could be better on that bottom line still. Jensen's a -6. Wilson's a -4. So if there is any sort of weakness, but the team's been playing so much better lately, even with that, I think you have to let it go. I think Wilson was actually a -9 before, right? Wasn't he? He might have been a -9 because he was on that second line that was struggling. He was a -7 or -9. So he's actually improved there. 902 out of Samsonov, 906. We're seeing that save percentage come back up for Holtby. The big difference there. We're going to play it out. We're going to play this Capitals team out. Again, we shouldn't have to make wholesale changes, I don't think, with a team like this. You got Ovechkin, you got Backstrom, you got Kuznetsov. These are good players. I think it's going to come down to, honestly, I think how Holtby plays. Holtby can be the make it or break it for this Capitals team. If he struggles, we've seen what happened. This team fell to pieces. But again, it was a team that was falling to pieces with bad defense at the same time. I think they're from some of our bottom six guys, and we improved that a lot here. Capitals trying to reel in a 60-win season here, and I think they got the abilities to do it. I think we're going to be all right here. Did I say 60 wins? I meant 50. I was thinking about Ovechkin's goals. 50-win season here. Only need 2 more, and they got Ottawa and Detroit. Got the Blue Jackets first up there, though. Overtime dub against those Jackets. Jackets probably needed that game right there. Yeah, they were. They was outside of a playoff, pretty well outside of the playoffs. 62 points I seen. They're trying to get Lafreniere there. Capitals, though, I was joking about the 60 wins. They came in there pretty close, though. 55 wins on his season. Losing game number 1 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, man, don't bring up Carolina to these Capitals. 56 23-3 on the season. Take a look at these standings here real quick, how this team did end up doing here. 3.65 goals for the goals against went down so much. 2.82 important right there. The power play in 30%. Holy filthy. 80% on the PK. So yeah, the PK still, it looks like it could have used some more. There was an area we was giving up some goals. So maybe we'll take a look at this penalty kill. The reason we didn't touch it all year is because you +3 both of those. And it was too good to mess with, I thought there. But if they're going to 80%, I do see some room for improvement there. So we will look at this power play. That is a power play with a -3 on the second line. What are we doing here? Why do we have 2 forwards playing defense? Interesting. Okay, I love the strategy there, EA. We'll go with Orlov playing. No, we'll put Orlov there. Is Orlov a two-way guy that plays? Is he a power plays kind of guy? That fixed that up a little bit. I don't know why that automatically did that. Penalty kill, though. So we have Cirelli, Eller, Dylan, and Carlson. Who's the struggling one here that's not getting the job done? Is it Cirelli? Did Cirelli take the draws here maybe as well? 51%, 23 blocks, 49 giveaways, 36 takeaways. And then it was Eller, who is he a better draw guy? No, 46%. So we could switch that around if we had to. He's the better defensive player, though. 66 takeaways, 49 giveaways. It looks like it's actually Cirelli that is... yeah, not as hot here. Can we put another player up here that's not Cirelli? Oh, +5. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen a +5. They're like, put LeBlanc there and +5. So these guys love where they're playing. That's the thing. Let's see how LeBlanc's doing now real quick just to make sure. 16 takeaways, 20 giveaways. He's not playing near as much. He's playing 9 minutes a night. We'll give it a try. I don't know if we have anybody else. We have Oshie. Oshie shouldn't be taking a draws. That's probably problem numero uno, but we can put Cirelli there. That'll probably help out that line a little bit as well if I had to guess. Orlov, Fox. I don't want Fox playing either, but he's working there apparently. Let's see what happens if we switch him out with, would it be Chara? Put Chara down there, +5's that line. Man, those guys love playing together. +5 on Chara. What if we put Chara up here? Yeah, we'll put Char in that first line. We don't need Carlson playing on a penalty kill anyways. A very good forward. The more time or more rest he can get, the better. And he's going to be on the second unit, which still probably going to get some time there. But that'll +5 that unit. That should help. Eller, Cirelli. Eller, you do not play... oh, yeah, you played fine at center, right? No, you definitely didn't. You was less than Cirelli. But you know what? He was the better defensive player, if I remember, right? That was Eller. Was that Eller or was that... yeah, it's Eller. Okay, perfect. So we'll leave it like that. Fox, Orlov. Again, we'll put in Big Z down here on defense instead of the offensive defenseman. That'll +1 there. We'll leave Carlson in that unit since the 3-on-3 specialist, or 3-on-5 power penalty kill, I should say. That'll do it. This team is ready to rock and roll for some playoffs here. See what they can do. 56-23. What an end of the season. Can we check season month by month? This team had to lose 5 games. From what, December on? Was it December or January? They lost, let's take a look. 1, 2. Overtime, we're not going to count that. We'll talk regulation losses here. There's 2. Counting. 3, 4, 5. And yeah, that was it. 6. One of the Blue Jackets, 7. They lost 7 games after the month of November. Incredible turnaround of this season. But here we go. Carolina's tough. Got the 1-0 series lead so far. Gotta take game number 2. Gonna do it with 9 goals. A little bit of emphasis there. Hopefully that goes up there, shakes up that Carolina goalie a little bit. I mean, that'd be both goalies getting lit up. At 9 goals, you gotta imagine both of those goalies are a little shook after that game. Or Washington's got to pounce while they got the chance here, I think, and they're doing just that. 3-1 series lead, going back home. Close it out at home? No, not gonna happen. Close it out in Carolina? Yeah, there we go. Washington gonna go to the second round. Here we go, baby. Second round is the Philadelphia Flyers, another tough team. What do we have in store? A 2-1 W early, game number 2 in Washington's dropping 2-1. So we're really starting to see the goals slow down here a little bit. That first series, it was slugfest after slugfest. Besides that shutout to start the series, Washington cooling off a little bit here in the second round. Philly's defense playing well, 5-1. Another game the Washington Capitals just got completely shut down. There's a big one. No, we brought it up. It was going to come. Patience. Series tied, coming back home. Washington would love to take this one, but again, now Philly defense, they have held the Capitals now to 1 goal 3 times in this series, and you have to give them credit for playing good playoff hockey. This could be it. Game number 6 in Philadelphia. The Washington Capitals looking to get that Stanley Cup, though. Can they do it, or are they going to drop this game? They're going to drop it and lose in the second round. Team was on fire. Absolute fire to end the season. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't get it done. That's unfortunate. The second round exit of the Washington Capitals to the Flyers. Let's see if the Flyers took home that Stanley Cup or not, though. They could have. It was the Dallas Stars. That's another team that seems to sim up really well always, is the Dallas Stars. I guess they got the goaltending. They got young stud defensemen. They got really good forwards. So you can see why that combination always works so well there. But Ovechkin dropped 10 goals. He did everything he could. Dropped 10 goals and 105 points on the season. I forgot about that. I want to go back to that. He did. He hit the 60 burger, baby. 60 goals, 105 points. Kuznetsov, 77 assists. What a season. Him and Backstrom both. Kovalchuk dropping a 30 burger as well. Man, to end it the way we did, though. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Hopi 908. Can we check out the postseason? I think you have to click on the post. It was on the postseason. It went away. Not too worried about it there, though. We'll see if Ovi took home that award. The Art Ross, he had to. 108 points. Took them both home. Ekman Larson getting a Norris. Sagan getting a Bing. And that was no Vezina, no as expected. Carpenter getting a Jack Adams. Selke going to O'Reilly. And Ovi with 60 goals getting a Lindsay. But as for this video, guys, if you enjoyed it, a big thumbs up. Subscribe. Appreciate it. Every required. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.